Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode. I'm Andy Knode. Before we get started today, as we move into another week of these Batman the Animated Series episode breakdowns, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you so much for watching. All of you that have been taking time to view these episodes and to like them and to comment on them and sharing them. And there's been some great comments. And just to know that there's more people like me that grew up on Batman the Animated Series and that it holds a special place in your heart means a lot to me. And to know that you're enjoying these shows and enjoying my viewpoints on the individual episodes means a lot. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you very much for watching. And I hope that you will continue to watch and continue to enjoy the episodes. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so that you can see all the episodes as they come out. We have another great week ahead of us full of episodes that have made their debut 25 years ago. So on that, 25 years ago today, the episode It's Never Too Late aired for Batman the Animated Series, September 10th, 1992. All right, so I've got to admit, when I sat down to watch this episode today, it didn't ring a bell. In fact, I was thinking that it was about the Clock King, simply because time is in the title, and it's not.
Hey, that's a nice picture of you, boss.
Pipe down.
So, right off the bat, I have to say this one was not memorable to me. As I was watching it, there was bits and pieces that I did recall from seeing it when I was younger, but nothing really predominant. Namely, that there isn't any of the rogues gallery featured in this episode. It's simply about two mob bosses and the exchange of power. So on that, I am fully confident today that I will be able to give you the episode rundown in 30 seconds. Here we go. Time's on the clock. Let's begin now. It starts with, I'm already not off to a good start. So in Gotham City, there's two mob bosses, Stromwell, who is the old power, and Thorn, the new young rival. As there is a struggle for power, a meeting is called of the two mobster heads. Thorn has an idea to just do away with Stromwell, but Stromwell believes that Thorn has his son kidnapped. Batman takes Stromwell from the explosion and takes him on a quest to see that his son, addicted to drugs, which Stromwell's main business is selling drugs. So Stromwell decides to give all that up and turn himself in, and now Thorn is the new mob boss in town. I really thought I had it this time.
Yeah, and you're the dummy.
So like I said, there is no rogues gallery or classic villains in this, just simply two mob bosses. And Batman, again, plays a little bit of an auxiliary character in this episode, where it's really about the struggle of the two mob bosses.
You'd do anything to take over my city.
I didn't touch your kid. I swear it on you. You know I don't mess with family.
Now, that in itself I don't have a problem with, because something that I do enjoy about some of the older original Batman comics was when he was just fighting mobsters. You know, I love a good mobster as much as the next guy. And again, this is where that interest of organized crime and mobsters and detectives and the FBI and all that interest came from, sprouted from episodes like this, and seeing the power struggle of the two mobster heads, a very Godfather-esque kind of thing that's going on. One of the things that really struck me about this episode is it pulled a lot of inspiration from It's a Wonderful Life.
Hey, I know this place. I started out here.
Selling drugs.
Where Stromwell is going back through and reconsidering some of his life choices and seeing what good that he's done in the world. And Batman sort of plays the angel role of Clarence that comes and kind of shows him what his life was like.
Batman saved his butt. I seen him, man. He was just leaping on the rooftops, carrying somebody on his shoulders. I seen it. Like a dark angel snatching the guy from the fires of Hades, man.
The other parallel that this pulls is from a classic movie, Angels with Dirty Faces, which is a movie from 1938, where there are two childhood friends that end up on separate sides of the law. One's a priest and one's a mobster. But there's many parallels to that where they introduce through the flashbacks the two kids on the railroad tracks and the significance of the train coming towards them. And then you find out later that, and the two kids grow up and become the priest and the mob boss. Now, at the end of this, they establish that they're also brothers, which was a surprise. I didn't remember that part. And I'm not sure, I don't remember if in Angels with Dirty Faces, if the two characters are brothers or they were just childhood friends. My mom would know. So, Mom, if you're watching, let me know if they were brothers or they were just friends. But in either case, there's a lot of parallels to those two stories that are incorporated in that. So that's kind of a neat nod.
I'm alive. You, what are you doing?
Saving your hide.
I think one of the main highlights of this episode is the flashbacks. And it's kind of neat how with the flashbacks, which one, they look great. They're not just black and white. They're kind of a sepia tone. And the whites have that kind of glow to them. I don't know what that's called, but that's a really cool effect that kind of gives that vintage memory kind of feel to it.
You gotta swear you won't squeal on me, Mike. Gee, Arnie, you keep stealing junk, you're gonna get caught. Nah, someday I'm gonna own this town.
So all in all, the episode is good. It's a nice story. It's a bit of a heavy story dealing with some drug addictions and selling drugs and a father dealing with the fact that he may be responsible for getting his own son addicted to drugs. So I appreciate that they were willing to take some risks with the story and tell some heavier subject matter than just Batman punching bad guys in the face. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing Batman punch Batman punching bad guys in the face. So just a few notable moments in this episode. One, it starts out in the daylight. One of the few times you see daylight in Batman. Also, really nice hint of Batman that you see just in one shot before the explosion goes off. And then we cut to commercial and we come back and see that Batman has saved the day. So considering all those things, as we look at placing this in my favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series, as promised, not all the episodes are going to just fall to the top of the list. This one, unfortunately, I have to place at the bottom, which is only number 5 right now because we've only had 5 episodes. But it doesn't have any real standout moments. I was considering putting it above Cat in the Claw, but Cat in the Claw still has that opening sequence with Catwoman that was fantastic. And the piano map floor, which bumps that up right there. So I got to throw this at the bottom of the list right now at number 5 of my favorite episodes of Batman so far.
This war has to stop. I want a meeting with Thawne, and I want it tonight.
Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. Maybe you really do like this episode, and let me know why. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to know that people share my same views of Batman the Animated Series. And join me tomorrow when we get back on track with some great villains of Batman, with probably the greatest villain of all time, the first appearance of the Joker in Joker's Favor. Thanks again. I'm Andy Knode, and I'll see you tomorrow.